thing that I would definitely say is ask yourself what is the primary motivation for taking on a purpose as a brand. I think if you say I'm trying to take on a purpose because that is going to be my only tool to differentiation, my counsel is then don't do it, because then you're trying to use purpose as one marketing tool and you're not giving it the sort of gravitas that it deserves. So I think that's the first thing, that what is your reason? If your reason is the fact that yes, you want to make a real difference to the society, to the culture, etc. And when I'm saying real difference, I'm not saying everyone's got to solve for world peace. I'm not saying everyone's got to solve for pollution. I mean, some brands can even take on the purpose, like, I mean, I find even Tinder saying adulting can wait to be purposeful, right? But the point is, are you really looking at making a difference, championing a change, versus is it just a tool for differentiation? I think that's the first thing. Second, I think somewhere you've got to ask yourself that, is that change that you're wanting to bring about, is it something that is universally sought by the audience? Like, at times I really wonder when I look at some of these campaigns. Like, I recently saw this outdoor, okay? There's this outdoor which the woman's face is covered by a dosa. And first I couldn't even figure that what is happening. And then you read the line below and you realize that it's saying, is cooking holding back your identity? I don't think women feel like that today. I don't think, if I talk to today, I think, and I think now somewhere cooking brands need to move on. I don't think why they're stuck on that. I don't think today a woman saying, look, it's cooking ne meri zindagi ka kavada kar diya hai, and if not for cooking, I would have been Hillary Clinton. I don't think that's the narrative anymore. I think a woman is free to do what she wants to do. She's happy to build her own identity, but she chooses to cook as an expression of love. And why can't we just leave her at that? And therefore, I think some of these manufactured purposes, which are manufacturing or trying to inject a tension which probably doesn't even exist. So that's the second point that I would have, saying that, how do you do it? Okay. I think the third thing that I will try and keep in mind is it something that I can credibly play a role in? I go back to that dishwash brand saying, I'll help you form an identity. Sir, I'm sorry, I can't understand how a bar is going to help me create an identity. So that's, I think, the third thing that I would look at, saying, is it just something that I will say hawa mein, and I will just say it like a jumla, as they say that, okay, Modi ji jumle phekte rehte. That I don't think works in this world. So therefore, is there a real difference that you can make? I think fourth would be the fact that, am I willing to invest in that beyond communication? I think as a brand, unless and until you have that sign off from your entire management, I think if it's something that only marketing is driving, I don't think it should be done. Because, then it becomes a communication exercise, and that's never going to kind of serve the purpose of the purpose, right? And therefore, I think somewhere you've got to get a buy-in as an organization. Every member of that organization should want to drive that purpose and should want to make that change, and so on and so forth, right? So therefore, that's again something that one's got to try and keep in mind, that are we really trying to do that? Are we really trying to make that difference? And when you look at organizations like an IKEA and all, you will see that at even the last mile, that's something that is happening, right? So that's something that we got to keep in mind. And I need to think of a fifth one. So I think the fifth one's got to be the whole thing of, how do I measure the success of the purpose? I think that's an interesting fifth one, saying, am I going to measure it through share of heart, share of good, share of smiles? I know none of these parameters exist, but why can't we make them, right? We made all these other crazy sounding parameters, right? Why can't we make these why can't share of smiles be a parameter, right? Why can't share of good be a parameter? And then measure these, because I think the moment you put them back to the traditional parameters, you're always going to be in a situation where you're kind of defensive about what your purpose is trying to do. Yeah. So I hit 5. I managed 5. Okay. So those are the 5.